Doc Emrick, the voice of NBC and the NHL. This obviously doesn't get old for you.
No.
Doing this year after year. Just talk about from a broadcaster's perspective what it's like coming into St. Louis and getting ready for the Winter Classic.
Well, they're excited about it here, and that excitement spreads to all of us because you realize it's important, and the players will be in awe when they go out to practice here in a couple of hours because they'll be surrounded by 45,000 seats. That's not normal. And when those seats have people in them, most of whom will be cheering for them, not all, but most, tomorrow, that's not normal. They're playing an NHL game that is not normal from another standpoint. Our NHL game is very buttoned down. It's got a roof over its head, and it follows a set format. The ice is 22 degrees. The humidity inside is 44 to 48. You can't control that when you have a game outdoors. So this is wacky from a number of standpoints, and that's what makes it fun. That's what causes people to want to watch it on TV or pay the price of admission to see it in person. It's not necessarily that the seats are right up against the glass like they are in an indoor arena. They're a good distance away, but it's a part of the spectacle, and it's a part of being inside that place where all this is going on and saying that you were there. That's what makes these things fun. And the excitement of those fans, especially at game time, that spreads to us. We don't bring that excitement with us. We pick it up from them.
St. Louis has been in the league for half the time. What does the city, what does the organization mean to the league overall?
Well, it might have been Baltimore, mightn't it? And isn't it odd that it was the Chicago Blackhawks who, for their own reason, saw to it that St. Louis got a franchise instead of Baltimore? Of course, the reason was they wanted to sell the arena that they owned to the new owners of the St. Louis Blues. But regardless of what their motive was, it's turned out to be a wonderful franchise for the league. And it was the one that sold out every game early. At the old arena, it was 18,118. I can't remember exactly what the capacity was, but they would sell it out all the time. And maybe at the Met Sports Center in Bloomington, they'd get some real consistent crowds. Some of the other places didn't sell out right away. Philadelphia was not an automatic sellout, but it struck real fast here. And it helped to get into the final like they did under Scotty Bowman in those years too. You have the four winningest coaches in NHL history. One of them's coaching here now, one of them's coaching the Blackhawks, and the two others are legends, the late Al Arbor and Scotty Bowman. All of them coached the St. Louis Blues at one time. This has been a proud franchise. It will continue to be. And I like the idea, being an old guy, that they went back to the color of blue that they had in the early years, so that the young people that are coming to this game tomorrow, and the majority of the crowd is probably going to be people that didn't see the Blues wear those uniforms, can see what they looked like when they first started.
You're going to be ice level tomorrow. The players are going to be ramped up. It's a different game. But as a broadcaster, how do you kind of rein your emotions in? What do you have to kind of go through so that it doesn't overwhelm you? And I know you've done this before, so
it's a valid point. It's a valid point because we're influenced by every game that we wind up doing, and crowds can cause you to be emotional, and it can cause you to be tempted to go overboard. But the one thing that mitigates against that is, number one, it is television, and they can see the flyover, they can hear it. You don't need to add, words can actually detract from some of the experiences that fans have at an event like this. If there are chants, and here in St. Louis, the chants tend to be very, they're family friendly. Let's put it that way. So we'll let those go. And if there's nothing in particular happening that we need to describe on the ice, like a close play around the net, you let that go. You let the experience go through the microphones. That's why we have our guys here putting microphones against the glass and all around this place for tomorrow, so that people can hear really well as all of our 35 cameras, so that they can see the game really well. The danger that you have is to want to say too much. And so what you want to do is to edit and try not to overtalk a game like this.
Great stuff. Well, thanks a lot for your time, and have a great broadcast.
Thank you. It's fun getting in free with this.